Don't you just love the 1990s music? God knows I wish R&B music could get back to that because there are a few small songs that I like out currently, but the music industry has not been the same for years. Now, I will say I'm really feeling Doja Cat's music. Doja Cat is one of the greatest artists out currently, okay? But music just has not been the same. It really hasn't. So as you can see, I want to talk about international pop star Beyonce. Okay? The Southern Belle from Texas who made it into international stardom, a global star. Many will even say she's like the modern woman version of Michael Jackson. Some people will say that. She definitely has been on top of the music scene, the music business for over a decade. And I'm going to keep it very real. I'm going to say some things that the Beyhive might want to come for me. Um, Listen, I do like some of her songs, but I'm just going to be honest because I love music. Seriously, I wanted to be a singer. Um, then I decided, I wouldn't mind being a songwriter. I like to write poetry sometimes. I love music, something serious. I'm a big music and film person. I love movies. So I take it very serious. I don't believe that I have to worship an artist just because they're popular or any of that stuff. I feel like if you have good music, you have good music. And I'm going to be honest if I think your music is good or not, or if I think it sucks or not. Beyonce has some songs that I like, but currently, I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna be honest. This is not a video to rip Beyonce apart. I want to talk about the heat, the beef that she has been in with Kelis, singer Kelis, and legendary songwriter Diane Warren. Okay, and a few more things. And I noticed something from all of this that has been happening. I noticed this before this happened, this drama, that there are people who act like you cannot critique Beyonce. Like you have to worship everything that she does, every piece of music that she makes. Everybody acts like, oh, it's all that. I'm not saying, look, we all got different music tastes. Again, she has made some songs that I like, but look, I grew up with Beyonce, okay? I remember when she was out with Destiny's Child. So I think maybe younger people who are like 18 or like 23 or something, they might, I find that a lot of people are like sheep. They just go with what's being promoted to them. I grew up on good music. I grew up seeing Beyonce and Destiny's Child. I remember when she went solo. I've watched her career become what it is. And I definitely don't hate on it. I think she works very hard. But that doesn't mean that I can't be honest and say if I don't like a song or not. Okay, I noticed how everybody has gone crazy over um that song that she just put out. Lord have mercy. I'm trying. They said it was like disco. Okay. Alien Superstar is okay. It's okay. I kind of like it a little bit in some parts. I'm like, no. Um, but okay. I've noticed that the Beehive has a very unhealthy, toxic obsession with Beyonce to the point that they send out threats to people who criticize her artistry, who don't like her music, or how dare you stand up for yourself if she actually tried to steal from you, you know? And this is not the first time that Beyonce has been in trouble with copyright issues. Um, it does happen in the industry, not always on purpose. Sometimes you really just admire music from different people, but it's a business. You have to be careful on what you do. Sometimes you might not intentionally be trying to screw someone over and steal from them, but Beyonce has been in the industry long enough as a songwriter herself. She knows all about credits and about people getting paid for their work and all this stuff. So, okay. Again, I like some of Beyonce's music and some I don't. I don't have an unhealthy worship of her just because she's Beyonce. I have celebrated her on my blog, my Facebook blog page, because the truth is that she does work very hard. And I like to see black women in the arts. I like to see black women winning. I like to see them succeed. And Beyonce to me is one of the last superstars, and Rihanna, but Beyonce could have a movie made about her life, to coming into stardom. But there is a very mass worship of her, and it's actually very sick in my opinion, because people act like you're not allowed to be honest if you don't like all her music, if you critique some of her work as an artist. And I find that a lot of other R&B singers are pushed to the back. Give me a quick little second. Sorry, y'all. Give me a quick little second. All right. How is everybody doing that's in here joining me today? Okay, this is fun, talking about something different. So, again, we watched Beyonce become the superstar that she is. And I like some of her songs again, but I have noticed that a lot of singers don't get their music pushed. They always have to be in the background of Beyonce, and Beyonce doesn't even sing R&B music. No, she doesn't. Beyonce hasn't made R&B music in years, in my opinion. And now she's turned to mumble talking, that mumble rap bull crap where they're not even singing, they're talking. I'm not impressed with her current music. I don't like it, most of it. It doesn't touch my soul. It's not artistic. It's not different. It's just putting out music just to put out music. And it makes me sick because I know for a fact Beyonce can sing her ass off. That woman has vocal range. When she first came out, she had a lot of good music. Now it's just like, what's going on here? And because she's so popular, anything she puts out, people are saying it's a masterpiece, and it's no, it's not all of it. Okay, that doesn't mean I don't think she's a good artist or that she can't sing. I do. But I noticed that women who actually sing R&B music, they're not having their careers pushed. Just like we have to be obsessed with one artist for fucking 20 years. It's ridiculous. Like, why come other singers who actually sing R&B music don't get a chance in the industry? Because we have a worship. Listen, if you that artist, you that artist. Like for me, Sade is Sade. That woman don't put out nothing bad at large. She has earned, and look, I'm not saying Beyonce hasn't earned her spot in music, okay? But I can't say that there's a Sade album that hasn't been the shit, okay? And the current R&B singers that's out, they don't get a chance. It's like we all have to just stay with Beyonce, worshiping Beyonce for another 20 years while actual R&B singers that actually make R&B good music can't get on that level, or they always have to be compared to her. And it's like, just because you're a new artist doesn't mean that I was inspired by Beyonce. That doesn't mean I'm not impressed with her work ethic. But damn, you know? And like I said, she has some good things, but I do find the worshiping part, like no matter what she puts out, is considered a masterpiece and nobody will critique the art. Like, I really love music. Seriously. Like Beyonce, her first album when she went solo, to me, it was a great album. But the more her popular she got, yeah, her videos are okay, but I don't find she definitely isn't R&B anymore. And even R&B isn't R&B anymore, in my opinion. I mean, there are a few good artists out, such as her. Her makes pretty good music. Doja Cat makes good music, but Doja Cat is a little bit more pop, but she doesn't. She also has a few R&B. Ella May is okay. Ari Lennox is okay. Malaya, she's from She's from England. She's a pretty good artist. I find that a lot of English artists from the UK are making better R&B music than American people. I don't know if it's because oh yeah, I love Kalani or Kalini. I love Kalani's music. But it just seems like the industry has not been the same for a long time in my opinion, especially when it comes to R&B, but they're trying to bring R&B back. The thing I don't like is that I like 90s style R&B. I don't like a lot of these music beats that these R&B singers have. Like I like Timbaland and Missy beats. A lot of the beats that's out from these producers, a lot of the R&B today just sounds depressive. Like it's always depressive sound, and it don't sound like something I can jam to like Total. You know, remember Total tripping, ah, sitting home waiting for you and staring at these walls is all I do. Y'all know Total. Come on now. Total was that group. They not making music like Total no more. No, they are not. R&B today, listen, you gotta sprinkle. Kalani makes some good shit, okay? Her makes some pretty good shit. But it's just these music producers, their beats. I'm tired of the mumble talking. Like when they talking, they not even singing. I'm like, why are you talking? Let me hear you sing. Oh, and now I gotta promote you and stay stuck on you because the industry said you the hottest thing out. And there are like thousands of other R&B singers waiting in line to get their shot who can actually sing. I'm just tired of the toxic worship. Okay. Now, like I said, Beyonce, I'm not going to ever discredit Beyonce. She has a story. She started off with her group as a little girl. Her parents sacrificed everything for her. Okay. Now, when she was in the group, let's be honest, it was always a plan for her to go solo. She did her thing. She has a very good team. She works her butt off. She puts out album after album. But for me, it's not about quantity, it's about quality. They're naming, listen, you got a lot of people who like to downplay artists of the past. You have to understand something. We didn't have social media like this in the 90s. So just because, okay, you got a lot of artists out right now that people will say are the greatest, and it's only because they have so many album sales. I'm like, well, of course they have better album sales. People do streaming services now. They don't even put albums out, physical albums. They put it on streaming services where it gets a billion plays, and then they're called the greatest just because of numbers. Just because you have a lot of album sales doesn't make you the best. It's about, can you sing live and sound the way you do on that album? Can you write music? Do you sing? Do you have a classic? Do you have a classic? Do you have a timeless song? Do you have something that I would play 20 years from now that's going to be remembered? Something that made people have chills and cry? Also, let me say something now. When it comes to Michael Jackson, people can say what they want and assume what they want about Michael Jackson. Personally, I don't think Michael Jackson raped or them boy. I don't think Michael Jackson was did those things. There are some people who will disagree, but we're going to talk about Michael Jackson's work. First of all, you can't compare nobody to Michael Jackson. Michael Jackson created music, just about. He created music videos. He created choreography. Michael Jackson, I have not seen any artist out who had men and women fainting within 2 minutes of seeing him. Michael Jackson had people fainting within 2 minutes of just looking at him. Sold out stadiums. You can't compare Michael Jackson to any current artist. Most current artists were inspired by Michael Jackson. You can't compare. I'm sorry, you just can't. Michael Jackson is music. Michael Jackson was doing everything before it was done. And I have not seen anybody have people falling out all over the place within seconds and minutes. I haven't seen it. But if I had to say who is the top artist of this generation, of course, yeah, it is Beyonce because she gets promoted and marketed better than anybody else. But quantity over quality. Is her music really quality? Is her music stuff? What can you name from her that you want to play 20 years from now that touch your soul? And I'm not trying to diss her. Again, she has a few songs that I do like. But I'm not sipping on Kool-Aid just because society wants to go along with the worship stuff. I'm sorry. I really love music and I critique music. If I don't like a Sade song, I'll tell you I didn't like that damn song. Okay? Again. Okay, I like some of her songs again, such as when she went solo, Check on It. What you want you check up on it? I'ma make you check up on it. Check on me tonight. Ooh, boy, I like what you see. Okay, Check Up on It was okay. I like Check Up on It. I really liked Baby Boy, you stay on my mind, fulfill my fantasies. I think about you all the time. I see you in my dreams. Baby boy, not a day goes by. I like Baby Boy with Sean Paul. That was when she was doing her thing. Okay. Baby Boy was pretty good. I liked Listen. I think that was on it was on the soundtrack of Dreamgirls. I'm all alone at a crossroad. I'm not at home in my own home. And I'm not, you should have known. Oh. Okay. Listen. Thank you, beautiful Aries goddess. Okay. Listen was pretty good. And like someone said in the chat, Irreplaceable was, if I had to name something that's considered a timeless song by Beyonce, to the left, everything you own in a box to the left, in the closet, yes, that's my stuff, yes, if I bought it, please don't touch. You can keep walking, that's fine, cause you all can talk at the same time, and it's my name that's on that jack, so move your back, let me call you a cab. You're irreplaceable. Okay, to the left, to the left. That to me, Single Ladies and to the left, Irreplaceable probably to me are like one of her top time classics. But, okay. So yes, Beyonce has put out a lot of music, but does she have what's considered a lot of timeless? And I know some people gonna get mad that I said this type of stuff, but seriously, does Beyonce have an Unbreak My Heart? Does she have an Unbreak My Heart? Does she? Unbreak my heart, say you love me again. Undo this hurt you caused when you walked out the door and walked out of my life. Uncry these tears I cried so many nights. Unbreak my heart. Okay, listen, I'm getting into this. But does she have an Unbreak My Heart? Does Beyonce have When a Hero Comes Along? Does Beyonce have a hero? Listen, y'all know what it is. Y'all grew up on this. This is that legendary stuff. Beyonce got major talent. That woman can sing her ass off. Why is she not releasing some shit on this level? Why? Why is she working with the wrong songwriters and stuff? Because she is. Where is Beyonce's hero? Where is Beyonce's Unbreak My Heart? Written by Diane Warren, by the way. Oh, yes, I'm keeping it real. I got to keep it real. And it'll make no sense. Beyonce been out way too long not to be having these hits like Tony and stuff. Like where is this soul shattering, giving me chills music at from her? Showing me. I want you to show me why you Beyonce. Show me, girl. Come on. Where is this soul touching shit? Cause it's not listen, like I said, the music ain't been the same in R&B slash pop for a long time. And you know why? A part of it, and we're gonna talk about Diane Warren, the songwriters are not the same. The songwriters in the industry, don't get me wrong, they do put out some creative stuff. Like I said, Doja Cat got some pretty good stuff. They can come out with a few catchy things, but it's not just the songwriting. It's the songwriting, it's the music producer, it's the music video. It's can this person actually sing like they do on the video? It's a lot. It's a lot. Okay? So, again, to me, I already said that Beyonce is one of the last superstars besides Rihanna. But actually, I might have to take what I just said back because Doja Cat is really impressing me with this stuff she got coming out. So she, but major iconic type of superstardom. Like we know their story. They could have a movie on them, dominating for years, reaching the top in music, fashion, being an entrepreneur, all types of stuff. But again, like I said, for me, it's not just about album sales. That Rihanna is not the strongest singer, but Rihanna got better music than Beyonce. Rihanna put out some good shit. Rihanna got stuff that you can actually dance to, that touches your soul, creative. I mean, I got to keep it all the way real. If I had to compare as a solo artist who makes better music that I actually enjoy and I dance to and I play, I'm going to pick Rihanna. You know, a full on artist. And I know that's controversial. Some people might get mad that I said that. Listen, is I gotta keep it all the way real. But if I'm gonna pick who is the top singer, who's the top? Oh, you better believe I said it before. I'm not playing. Mariah Carey. Mariah Carey has the most number one hits in history. She wrote her own stuff. That woman sings her butt off. Can't nobody touch Mariah. And I don't care who get mad about it. I don't care who get mad. Okay. So Beyonce has her, as you can see, I like some of the art. Her new album Renaissance. Can't nobody don't even play with Mariah. Mariah Carey has the most number one hits in history of any woman music artist. She wrote her stuff, she produced some of her stuff, and she has a range that no one can even reach. She is the one of the original superstars, Mariah Carey. Whitney Houston was great, but Mariah Carey wrote her number one hits. She has the most number one hits in history. I'm sorry, Mariah Carey is the top. I'm not going off of who Mariah Carey recently performances haven't been the greatest. Look at Mariah Carey's older performances. That woman sounded just like the album. Mariah Carey got music that make you want to cry, that touch your soul. That's why she became at the top. It wasn't, look, Mariah Carey is at the top. She's of legendary status. She earned that. She wrote her songs. Okay, her songs, can't, come on now. Hero, when a hero comes, I mean, seriously. Like I said, you can't compare 90s music to today. I'm sorry. Can't you, no, no. Even the older R&B singers is not on Mariah Carey level. Mariah Carey changed the game. And she's been relevant for each. How many singers can you say every generation grew up with her? from the 80s until now, every generation has grown up with Mariah Carey. Mariah Carey released hit after hit after hit. Can't nobody fuck with Mariah. Nobody. That's just how I feel. I can't name hardly any. No. Mariah Carey's Christmas song is the most beloved Christmas song in history. I love it. And I don't even listen to Christmas music, but I listen to that song. Mariah Carey ruled the 90s. It just cannot be denied. She is. Oh, thank you, Nanu. Thank you for the donation. Mariah Carey remixes, yes, Shamrock. Mariah Carey remixes are legendary. I'm sorry, can't nobody downplay Mariah. Anybody who downplay Mariah, you lying. You lying. Okay? Shoot, that's why people said they didn't want Beyonce and Mariah to do a versus, because they said it would be unfair, because obviously Mariah Carey is the better artist. Shit. Mariah, even if Mariah Carey's voice is not completely the same, shoot, yes, Vision of Love. I had a vision of love, and it was all that you'd given to me. I mean, Mariah Carey has soul in her songs. She even used to have the gospel choir in her songs. Mariah Carey put Kelly, what's that woman? Oh my God. Y'all know Kelly. Oh my God. I'm trying to remember her last name. She was her backup singer, but then she went solo as an R&B singer. Mariah Carey is the truth. And Mariah Carey started off as a backup singer. She was a backup singer, and her the person she was working for helped put Mariah on because she knew her talent. Kelly Price. Yes, that's right. Kelly Price was Mariah Carey's backup singer. And then she went solo. Mariah Carey don't have no backup singers on her shit that can't sing. She knew she had to represent. Okay? So, you know, when people say Beyonce is the greatest, I have to disagree. Mariah Carey to me is the greatest. Beyonce don't have 14 number one hits. She don't have a fan base from every generation from the 80s. No. Now I respect Beyonce again, but I'm gonna keep it all the way real. No, Mariah Carey is that one. Okay? And people can get people can get mad. I'm sure some Beyhive people get mad out here, but oh well. I'm not gonna be bullied by the Beyhive. Okay? So I think again, Beyonce, she does have talent. She can write. She's wrote some of her hits. She's beautiful. She has a good fashion game. She has a very good work ethic. She has good vocal range, but I think she works with horrible writers, and she should be working with Diane Warren to get that hero, to get that Unbreak My Heart, because it don't make sense to be in the industry and dominate this long and I can't really name any classic songs from you that I want to play constantly, that I actually fucking daydream and get chills and want to cry. I mean, that happens when I listen to older R&B music like Mariah Carey and stuff. Like, I'm like, oh my God, this song is incredible. Jesus. I can't say that about most of, oh God, yes, Whitney Houston, I Will Always Love You. I used to love I'm Every Woman by Whitney Houston. I used to love Whatever You Want From Me, I'm Giving You Everything. I'm Your Baby Tonight. Okay. Whitney Houston is also called The Voice. Whitney Houston has a legendary life story with superstardom. Okay. Her national anthem was considered still considered the greatest national anthem in history. Okay. Okay, Brooklyn Chanel says Mariah Carey has 17 number ones. I mean, Mariah Carey ain't nothing to play with. So I don't care what nobody say. Okay. So listen, I'm going to pull up the article. I want to show you what's going on. Okay? I want to show you what's going on. Yeah, Whitney Houston should not have gotten with Bobby. Kevin Costner was in love with Whitney Houston. Everybody know it. But they were scared to go interracial back then because it would have been too controversial. Okay? So, all right. We got Beyonce in a little bit of trouble right now in the music industry. Okay, because she made singer Kelis upset because she used some of her work in her new album without Kelis' permission. And the Beyhive had the audacity to try to come for Kelis, trying to destroy her career, making fun of Kelis as if Kelis wasn't that chick. We know who Kelis is, please. Kelis was out before Beyonce and had a hit. Okay, but they want to compare their career and say, well, she ain't Beyonce. She ain't on Beyonce level. That's Beyonce. Who you think you are, Kelis, to actually tell her not to use your damn work? Oh, you better be happy that Beyonce even did that, because nobody don't even think about you, Kelis, no more. Look at you. You better get on, suck Beyonce booty hole like everybody else. You better bow down like she said in her song, bow, bitches. That's how it is? I don't think so. And I'm happy that Kelis took a stand, because this was bigger. This was bigger than just about some music credits. This was about taking a stand. Taking a stand. Because everybody act like they are afraid to challenge Beyonce. As if everybody got to bow down to her and don't you dare say nothing about her music or nothing, or what she wearing or nothing. You gotta act like she all that. And don't get me wrong, like I said, she's beautiful. I do like her fashion. I respect her work ethic. But the toxic worship got to stop. It got to stop. You know? Shoot. Okay, so CCS says Kelis did not own the rights to the song. Okay, we're going to get into this. Okay, so let me pull up my phone. I'm going to pull up this article. I'm going to show you the situation that happened, okay, between Beyonce and Kelis. But I also want to show you how the Beyhive is trying to bully Kelis. Oh, yes, they're trying to bully her. Okay, and I think that is absolutely ridiculous. Ridiculous. So give me a quick little second, y'all. Okay. So listen, I got 95 people. I want y'all to make sure that you get those likes up. I hope y'all are enjoying this. I'm loving this right now, because I really love music a whole lot. Okay, so let me pull up the screen. My computer is moving just a tad bit slow, so I need y'all to forgive me. Okay, so let's go over what happened. Beyonce removes Kelis' sample from her Renaissance album track after the Milkshake singer's comments. And you got a lot of people that is talking junk about Kelis, acting like Kelis was being petty. I don't think she was being petty at all. And I'll explain why. Okay, again, Beyonce removes Kelis' sample from Renaissance after the milkshake. Y'all remember, my milkshake brings all the boys to the yard. I'm better than yours. Damn right, I'm better than yours. I can teach you, but I have to charge. Okay, so apparently Beyonce had a part of that song on her album, and it says that Kelis was unimpressed to learn that a section of her hit song had been used on Beyonce's album without her being notified. Again, I'm going to also show you this is not the first time that Beyonce has been in trouble for using people's work. Okay? So, Beyonce removed a sample of Kelis' song Milkshake from her album after the singer took an issue up about it. Last week, Beyonce unveiled her long-awaited 7th solo album, which has already become her most acclaimed release to date. Okay, it says that Kelis was unhappy to discover that her song was on Beyonce's song called Energy. It was a sample of her hit Milkshake. She was on Instagram and said, Kelis said this, my mind is blown because it's the level of disrespect and utter ignorance of three parties, Beyonce and Pharrell Williams and Chad Hugo. Okay, internet is moving just a tad bit slow. Hold on. She said that, okay, so her mind, okay. Her mind was blown that she did this. She said, I heard about this the same way everyone else did. Nothing is as it seems. Some of the people in the business have no soul or integrity. They have everyone fooled. She says it's not a collaboration, it's theft. Following this, Kelis shared additional videos on Instagram claiming her main issue with Beyonce was that the singer didn't contact her about using the sample, using a piece of her work ahead of time. Okay. She then said on Wednesday evening, a new version of Beyonce's song Energy was uploaded onto the streaming services, Tidal and Apple Music. Okay, and she took off the part of Kelis' song Milkshake. Kelis is not officially listed as a writer or producer on Milkshake and was therefore not given a credit on Energy when her song was sampled on it. Okay, so in 2020, she gave an interview to The Guardian claiming that she was blatantly lied to and tricked when working with Pharrell and Chad, known professionally as the Neptunes, claiming the former has stolen all my publishing. Oh, so she said that the Neptunes, Pharrell and them stole her publishing. So basically, even though Beyonce was using Milkshake, she still wasn't getting paid anyway from it. But she said it's about integrity. It's about, what did she say? Let's go up. She said that it's still theft and that people in the industry have no soul or integrity and they have everyone fooled. She's talking about Beyonce now, not just people. Even though most artists tell you the industry is so dirty, they say that all the time, how horrible, because it's still a business. It's a business, and that there are a lot of shady people in it. Okay? So she's saying Beyonce didn't have no integrity doing that. Even though she wasn't going to be paid for it probably anyway, it was still messed up because maybe Beyonce don't know that, and that Beyonce didn't even contact her before putting her stuff on her stuff. So she's saying that it's not a collaboration, that she stole it. And okay. All right. Pharrell hasn't spoken about Kelis' claims and he declined to comment. Chad Hugo was asked about Kelis in an interview this year and said, I heard about her sentiment towards that. I don't handle that. Okay. The removal of Milkshake from Beyonce's Renaissance is not the first change that has been made to her album. Okay. So that's the situation with her and Kelis. Kelis, we remember My Milkshake Brings All the Boys to the Yard. That was a pretty big hit for her. That wasn't her first hit. And she said that Pharrell and Chad had screwed her over and took the publishing from it. She didn't really get any money from it that much. But still, Beyonce had no integrity using that on, because that's still considered her hit. She used it on her work, didn't contact her, didn't credit her for it. And she said, because some people said, oh, it's a collaboration. She said it's not a collaboration. It's she stole it from me. That's what she said. Brooklyn, you said Beyonce didn't do anything wrong. Actually, she did. This is a business. You cannot use people's copywritten work without contacting them. And I'm going to show you this is not the first time that Beyonce has gotten in trouble for stuff like this. And sometimes it can be an innocent mistake, but Beyonce is a songwriter herself. She knows about crediting writers. She knows the business because it's still a business. It's not just making music. There's a lot that goes into it on the business side. And Kelis is not wrong for saying, you should have called me before you use my piece of work or given me credit for it. You know, if she could get paid, I mean, yeah, you can't just go around stealing, putting people's stuff, work on their stuff without giving them credit. This is the business part of music. You literally can get sued doing stuff like that to people. So, all right. I'm going to show you a little bit more. This, like, again, this is not the first time. Y'all remember that singer Desiree from the 1990s? You gotta be bad, you gotta be tough, you gotta be stronger. It was a major, major hit in the 1990s. So Desiree sued Beyonce. I wish I had her picture up. Desiree was a big singer in the 90s. I remember Desiree. And her song, you gotta be bad, you gotta be tough, you gotta be wiser. That was a big, big hit. And she sued Beyonce because she said that Beyonce did not get clearance to use her song for a cover. Basically, the same thing. This happened in 2007. Okay, let's see. She's being sued by singer Desiree for allegations that she did not get permission from Desiree to cover a song called I'm Kissing You. Yeah, I think that was her song from the Romeo and Juliet soundtrack, which was a pretty big song too. TMZ says the suit, which was filed yesterday in New York, claims that a deal to use the song didn't come to fruition, but Beyonce went ahead and recorded the song anyway. Desiree, who was famous for her 1994 song, You Gotta Be Strong, is seeking to put a stop to the distribution of the song, video, and Beyonce's solo album, which the song appears and is called Still in Love, Kissing You. Okay, so this is not, again, the first time Beyonce has got in trouble for using someone else's work. Desiree is a legit artist. She was pretty big again in the 90s, and she sued Beyonce for using her work without her permission, where basically the business side, you're using my work and I'm not getting paid for it. You're stealing it, basically. So that's what happened. Okay, and she was also accused again by Ahmad Lane. She was sued for $7 million over plagiarism. And look, I'm not showing this to try to bash the hell out of Beyonce and stuff. This is very common in the industry where people likes music from other artists and they make covers and sing and stuff, but you have to be so careful because people want to get paid for their work. Like, I can't even use music here on YouTube like I want to because of copyright issues. So Beyonce was sued for $7 million over plagiarism. The Flawless Singer, this is her biggest copyright accusations to date. This was in 2015. Oh, they did Etta James wrong as hell. Fire Spawn. Etta James should have been the one to sing her song for Barack Obama and Michelle Obama. There is no way. I mean, can't nobody sing At Last like Etta James. Can't nobody. That is Etta's song. And they did her wrong as hell. You said, I remember when Etta James got mad when Beyonce performed her song without her permission. Can't nobody sing that song like Etta James. Nobody. That song gives me chills. Can't nobody sing that like Etta. And Etta is a living legend. I don't know why they did not have the living legend herself performing her song. That didn't make not one lick of sense. Okay, so Beyonce was sued for $7 million for plagiarism. This is her biggest copyright accusation to date. It says She prides herself on being creative and original. However, Beyonce has been accused of ripping off one of her latest singles from a backing singer. The singer name is Ahmad Lane, has accused Beyonce of copying his track XOXO for her single XO, which was released in 2013. According to Radar Online, Ahmad Lane is filing a lawsuit against Beyonce, her company Parkwood Entertainment, and Columbia Pictures, asking for $7 million in damages. Lane alleges that he once worked with Beyonce, one of Beyonce's backing singers, Chrissy Collins, who he gave his single XOXO to. The singer claims that Collins passed the track to Beyonce and her team, who decided to steal it and use it as her own material. However, Beyonce is said to have slammed the copyright claim, stating she is a Grammy-winning singer with 118 million records sold worldwide and has no reason to steal other people's work. The website reports that Beyonce's lawyers describe the lawsuit as vague and cryptic. The two works at issue are entirely different songs that share no lyrical or musical similarity other than the words XO. Okay, but it's not the first time Beyonce has been accused of copyright infringement. She has had other allegations of plagiarism before. In 2007, Desiree again sued Beyonce for sampling her song Kissing You on her B-Day album. In 2012, hip-hop star Kia claimed Beyonce stole the concept for her party music video from the rapper's My Neck, My Back visuals, particularly the scene where she hangs out with friends in the backyard. Nothing ever came of Kia's accusations. Okay. However, fans were disappointed after it was revealed to be incredibly similar to a performance by Italian artist Lorella Cucciari. The singer was then forced to admit she used her work as inspiration, telling AOL Music, "My makeup artist showed me the performance of Cucciari a year ago, and it inspired me so much." So it's saying that Beyonce was forced to admit that she was inspired by the Italian artist, the artist who said she copied her. Okay. Let's see. In 2011, the Single Ladies hitmaker was accused of lifting dance moves from a Belgian choreographer. Damn, okay. I didn't know anything about this. I'm not mad, but this is plagiarism. Okay, so accused of that in 2011. 2014, after Beyonce surprised fans, the songstress and her husband Jay-Z were given a surprise of their own when a folk artist accused the rapper of copying one of their syllables of their 1995 song. Okay. All right, so basically, Beyonce has been accused for a minute of plagiarizing people's work, and she did admit to, in one case, of being inspired by another artist after the artist said that she stole from them. Okay. Okay. So, some were legit accusations and some couldn't be proven. We know the Desiree one was definitely serious. Now I want to show you the bullying. The bullying towards Kelis. Okay, from the Beyhive. And we're going to get into Diane Warren, the legendary Diane Warren. Hi, Mind Over Matter. Okay, we got 86 people. Make sure you're getting those likes up. Okay. Kelis, and I have to say though, it's being original is important, but every artist has similarities. It's hard not to have similar things in these videos these days, but Beyonce did admit, she sort of admitted without just admitting, yeah, I kind of did copy. She, with that Italian artist. Okay. Kelis responds to Beyonce removing Milkshake. Okay, this was just 2 days ago. This was 2 days ago. Okay. After Kelis called out Beyonce and Pharrell for the use of Milkshake on Renaissance, Beyonce's latest album, Beyonce's team acted accordingly and removed that from her song. As a result, the Beyhive became frustrated and attacked Kelis. They said to Kelis, this is what the Beyhive had to say to Kelis. This is how you look, and you try to be mad at Beyonce. Oh, really? For Kelis looks. Kelis is not an unattractive woman. They said, this is how you look, and you trying to come for Beyonce. You trying to be mad at Beyonce. Log out Beyonce. She made you relevant for 24 hours because no one was thinking about you. At least thank her. Nobody was thinking about you, Kelis, so be happy that Beyonce made you relevant for 24 hours. This is what the Beyhive had to say to her. Another one said, you happy, girl? Now you relevant again. You happy now, Kelis? Now you relevant again. Kelis responded to some comments and took aim at the Beyhive in the process. Kelis said, I won. She called the Beyhive a joke and said, yeah, I'm actually happy. Nobody cried. Let's see. The Beyhive, y'all, are extreme fans, like in a cult where Beyonce can do no wrong. Okay, okay. Hold on, let's see. She's just paying them no mind. She's giving them dust because they are attacking her. You know the Beyhive can be very crazy. We all know they can be very crazy. All right, so okay, that's basically the article where they said you should be happy that Beyonce made you relevant again for 24 hours. Look at how you look and stuff. Who you think you are, Kelis? Please stop the bull crap. Yeah, Kelis is a natural beauty. Period. They're just jealous and coming for Kelis. Okay. Kelis is taking it very well though. She said, you know, this is about standing up for yourself. This is about standing up for yourself. Okay. Give it a second. You know, this computer is moving kind of slowly. Hold on. Sorry, y'all. What is going on with this thing? All right, so look at Kelis, please. Kelis has always been a natural beauty, and Kelis, first of all, I think it's disgusting them saying that Beyonce made her relevant. Kelis has a fan base of her own. Kelis is original. She was doing very, very different and creative music videos out before Beyonce even went solo. We knew who Kelis was. Kelis has always had a fan base. Point blank, period. And just because she doesn't have the album sales like Beyonce, or she's not more of an international star, doesn't take away from her talent and her impact in music. She helped make Pharrell, the Neptunes, she helped make them popular because she was like their muse. They, like how Aaliyah had Missy and Timbaland and Static Major and stuff. Well, the Neptunes, it was like that for Kelis. They collaborated with each other a lot. So I think that it was ridiculous. And one thing you have to remember when it comes to the industry is that once you become a part of the music industry, you basically become a product. I know it sounds horrible, but it is the truth. Hold on, I'm trying to find my picture. It's so important. You become a product when you become a singer. You become a brand. And that's why so many artists, you'll see them crying on TV shows and being depressed and stuff, or they talk about the industry, how they might not care about you. It's all about this and that, because you literally become a brand. You become a brand. Beyonce is a brand, a product. And that's why you have to have your hair and makeup done. You have to have your weight, a certain weight. You can't get fat. You have to work out. You have to be able to dance. You have to be able to speak publicly correctly. You can't give your real opinion about world events. You have to always appear a certain way because you have to keep the brand alive. You become a brand. And there are many people in the industry who will say they don't even see you as a person no more. They don't care about how you feel. You have so many people who depend on your brand to live. The photographers, the videographers, the makeup artists. They don't all give a crap how you feel because your success is what keeps them living and giving them a job. So whatever you're going through in your personal life, they don't care because you are Beyonce. You are a brand. And it takes a lot. I respect music artists too, though, because, you know, when people don't have sympathy for them, I'm like, these people go out to work to entertain you every night. They don't see their friends and families. They're on the road. They get sick. They have to still perform on a menstrual cycle, dance, give you a good show, give you your money's worth. They're there entertaining you, almost like a toy in a way. But they're there to entertain you, not just because it's something that they love, but because you paid your money to see them. And they sacrifice a lot to entertain you. And that doesn't mean they should be worshiped like a god or anything, or that you can't critique their work. But I also understand what they go through because they are entertaining you, going out to stadiums, performing every night, sweating to death, working out to death, trying to sound like the album live, maintaining her hair and makeup and um feeling scared to go to the bathroom. You don't even know if somebody's trying to record you going number two in the damn bathroom, having your menstrual cycle on, having to jump up and down on it. It's a lot, you know? It definitely is. And this is a business. That's why it's called the music business. So with Kelis getting upset with Beyonce, it doesn't always hold on. It doesn't have to always be extremely personal, but it's business. That's why it's called the music business. And once you become a songwriter, songwriters get paid more than the singers. It's a lot of money being a songwriter. And when you have your work, listen, when you're not singing no more, you still got to get paid so that you can live. So Kelis still needs to get paid for her work so that she can live. So if you're going to use a part of my work, I need to get credit for it so that I can get paid so I can still live. You can't use copyright written work. Again, I can't even use music here on YouTube. I want to because of copyright issues. I hate it. I hate it. I hate it. I hate it. But that's the business side, you know? So there's nothing wrong, even though it said that Kelis wasn't going to get paid. It was the ethics of it, and she felt Beyonce didn't have integrity doing that. Because you might not know if I'm getting paid or not, and you just taking my stuff. And this is not the first time Beyonce has been sued or accused of doing this. And I'm not upset that Kelis wanted to protect her work. There's nothing wrong with that. And the Beyhive trying to pick on her and make her feel bad is disgusting to me. And that's why I said, is Beyonce like untouchable to people? Because it's ridiculous. You can admire someone, but you don't have to worship someone constantly. Beyonce is not perfect. Nobody is. Okay? No one is. All right. So we talked about Kelis and her, in my opinion, not being wrong for wanting her work to be protected from the business side of music. So now, now we are going to talk about Diane Warren. Leave a heart. If before this controversy, I want you to leave a heart if you already knew who Diane Warren was. And it's leave a heart if you already knew who this woman was. On the right, Diane Warren. I'm waiting to see how many of you have heard of Diane Warren before this. Okay. I see a few hearts. You know what's amazing is that before this controversy, I wanted to do a video on Diane Warren because I was interested in finding out who were the songwriters for a lot of songs that I love. And Diane Warren is legendary. Diane Warren is legendary. And she was accused of shading Beyonce recently. And they tried to come for her neck. And I'm going to stand up for Diane. I'm going to stand up for her because Diane Warren has earned her right to give an opinion when it comes to music. This woman has more hits she wrote than Beyonce's career. That's just a fact. This woman is not a joke when it comes to songwriting with her skills. I told you too, songwriters get paid more than the singers. So the fact that there are people trying to act like Diane Warren is not relevant, her opinion don't matter when it comes to the entertainment industry, and this woman is the top tier songwriter of songwriters who has range. She doesn't just write for R&B, she writes for every genre. And she made hits. So I didn't even know. When I found out some of the songs she wrote, I'm like, oh my God, I love the shit out this song. I didn't know she wrote it. Okay? I'm not mad at Diane Warren because I don't think she meant any disrespect to Beyonce personally with what she said. I think her viewpoint came from being a songwriter. Being that chick that I'm not even going to say nothing. I'm not even going to say nothing. Like I said, does Beyonce have timeless classic hits that make you want to cry, that you just replay over and over? Like, I can't believe someone wrote this. I can't believe this song is like amazing, incredible. Like, oh my God, I can play it from 50 years from now and it still feels the same. I can't get over it. Does she have songs that hit your soul? So, okay. What I'm going to do, I'm going to pull up the article and show you what's going on, the controversy with Diane Warren, where the Dream, y'all know who the Dream is, tried to come for Diane Warren, and some of the Beyhive got upset with Diane Warren because she criticized something kinda regarding Beyonce's newest album. Oh, she's a Virgo like Beyonce. Okay, you said fire response. She will criticize your behind. Okay, so hold on for a second. I don't want to say what she said. I think that it wasn't that serious the way they tried to come for her over something that to me was a legit opinion. Okay, yeah, the dream, mind over matter. And the dream is talented, but he's not Diane Warren. Okay, give me a quick second again. Okay, so the dream, y'all know the dream. He tried to check Diane Warren because Diane Warren asked a question, a legit question, in my opinion. It was a legit question, in my opinion. Beyonce has two songs that have gone viral from her album, Alien Superstar and Break My Soul. But Alien Superstar is going a little bit more viral right now. So I'm too sexy for this world. Forever I'm that girl. Baby. Ah. All right. So the Dream Check songwriter Diane Warren, after she shaded Beyonce's writer credits. Look, this article says one thing you don't do is come for Beyonce. Excuse me, do you know who Diane Warren is? Okay. Veteran songwriter Diane Warren made the cardinal mistake of criticizing Beyonce's writer credits, taking it to Twitter to air her grievances. Okay? Diane Warren has gotten to some pretty hot water. The 65-year-old made a mistake. You think everyone knows better than to make criticizing Beyonce. You see what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying with this worship? Oh, she knew better than to criticize her. Honey, I am 65 years old, the top fucking songwriter in history in America. If I want to criticize some shit, I can do it. That's what I would say. I don't have to bow down and kiss Beyonce's butthole just because everybody else does. All she said was this. She said, how can there be 24 writers on one song? I agree with her, to be honest with you. You need 24 writers for one song. Beyonce Warren is one woman writing the top songs. I don't think this was meant as something personal against Beyonce. But she's wondering from the artistic standpoint, why do you need 24 writers to write one song? Okay. She said it wasn't meant to be shade. She was just curious, but it was too late. The Dream replied to Diane Warren. Listen to what the Dream says. He said, you mean how does our black culture have so many writers? Well, it started because we couldn't afford certain things starting out. So we started sampling and it became an art form. Negro, please. A major part of the black culture, hip hop in America. Beyonce is not a hip hop artist. She is a pop singer. Had that era didn't happen, who knows? You good, Diane Warren? Okay. He says again. Okay, so that's what the Dream said. Okay, Dream. Listen, I think the Dream is talented. I'm not gonna lie. That man he had some hits during the early 2000s, but you bull crapping right now, the Dream. You are bull crapping right now. I'm going to explain why you bull crapping. Okay, give me a second. Okay. You bull crapping, the Dream. First of all, okay, the Dream said, you mean how does our black culture have so many writers? Well, it started out because we couldn't afford certain things. So we started sampling music and it became an art form. It became an art form. Hold on for a second. a major part of the black culture in America. First of all, you had to go BLM, didn't you? This is not no BLM moment. She had a legit question. Why do you need 24 writers for a 4-minute song? Isn't she super talented? I mean, Beyonce has written her own songs, some of her hits. You need 24 writers for a basic song that isn't even all that, but you need 24 writers for a basic song. And the dream, Beyonce don't need all these writers. She can afford one writer. She's Beyonce. This is not the old days. This is 2022. So don't come on here because you defensive because she wanted to legitly know why do you need 24 writers for one doggone song? And I don't think she meant it as an insult to Beyonce. Personally, I just think as a songwriter, she was probably thinking, well, why do you need 24 writers? Shit, I'm one person and I wrote hit after hit. You need 24 people for one song? And so he got defensive and tried to make it racial. This ain't racial. This is about talent. This is about artistry. And what Beyonce don't have to sample people's work. She's Beyonce. She's the biggest star in the world. She can put out anything and everybody gonna worship it. So stop it. You just in your feelings because the top songwriter in history was wondering, criticize someone you think can't be criticized. Oh, and because she's black, you think that a white person can't actually critique somebody. This is business. This is artistry. And she worked with Beyonce before herself. And she said that. Okay? So hold on. Okay? Diane Warren, I'm going to show you some of the songs that and this is just a little bit. I can't put everything on here. Again, I said, does Beyonce have an Unbreak My Heart? Diane Warren, she wrote Unbreak My Heart. She wrote Unbreak My Heart. Toni Braxton's one of her most major crossover hits that put her on a more legendary status than what she already was. This became the hit of hits for Toni Braxton. And Toni Braxton wasn't even sure if she wanted to sing the song at first. But she said, Diane Warren said, give it a chance, trust me. And it became Toni Braxton's biggest song ever. Does Beyonce, and this is not to diss Beyonce, but I mean, we need some classics. We need some soul touching music. Unbreak my heart, say you love me again. Undo this hurt you caused when you walked out the door and walked out of my life. Seriously, Beyonce, I believe in you. I believe in you, Beyonce. Can you please give us a damn Unbreak My Heart? And the thing is that Beyonce should be working with Diane Warren a hell of a lot more than with who she working with because the people she work with ain't give her an Unbreak My Heart. Diane Warren will give Beyonce the hit I think she really needs. Not because she's popular, but because the quality of her music actually is fucking great. Okay? So Diane Warren wrote Unbreak My Heart for Toni Braxton. She wrote for Celine Dion more than once. Because you love me. Who doesn't know Because You Love Me by Celine Dion? Celine Dion is the biggest star in the world. Legendary. Not because of Titanic. She was already legendary before that. Diane Warren wrote 2 of her biggest hits. And Because You Love Me. For all the dreams you've made come true. For all the love I found in you. I'm grateful for each day. Oh, baby. I know that damn song. I love the hell out of that song. Diane Warren wrote that. Diane Warren, she wrote How Do I Live for LeAnn Rimes. One of the biggest country music songs in history. I grew up loving that song. Had no idea Diane Warren wrote it. How do I live without you. I want to know, how do I ever survive? How do I, oh, how do I live? I love the crap out of that song. One of my favorite top country songs ever in history. Diane Warren wrote that. Okay? She wrote Share for Cher. If I could turn back time, if I could find a way. Come on now, that's one of Cher's biggest hits in history. Diane Warren wrote that. So those are just a few. I can't give you all of them, but Diane Warren, she is the top. Thank you, y'all. Thank you so much. You know, so Diane Warren, she writes for all genres. She also has written for Keisha Cole. She's written for Keisha Cole. She also has written songs for Escape. Yes, Diane Warren. So Diane Warren has range. She doesn't just write for pop stars. She writes for R&B singers too. Okay? Again, Toni Braxton's Unbreak My Heart and a few more. And she wrote for Beyonce. Beyonce has a song called I Was Here that Diane Warren also wrote that song for her. So Diane Warren, I don't think that she can just be pushed to the side like some low-level singer that came for Beyonce. No, she has earned her right, in my opinion, to critique songwriters and music because she's a part of the music industry. She writes some of the biggest hits that we love was written by her. So, I mean, songs that have stood the test of time, that made careers, and I don't think that she should just be written off. Written off. When I think of who are the heavy hitters in music, just to name a few, again, I said Mariah Carey. I will always respect and love Mariah Carey. I love her music. I love You'll always be a part of me. I'm coming on it definitely. Boy, don't you know you can't escape me. Ooh, darling, 'cause you'll always be my baby. Y'all, come on now. Someday, Vision of Love, when a hero comes along. Oh my God. So many hits, so many beautiful songs. I also want to say this off topic. Glitter was amazing. The critics slam Mariah Carey, her Glitter album. The movie Glitter was incredible. And they dissed the hell out of Mariah. The only reason that Glitter was not successful, it was released on September 11th. Of course it flopped. The Twin Towers was attacked. But nobody will say that. They'll just say, oh, Glitter was a horrible. It wasn't successful. Mariah Carey, don't ever try to be an actress again. Well, duh, of course it flopped. It was released during September 11th. It was an incredible movie. It was extremely great. The music soundtrack is incredible. I think it was something personal with people in the industry who were trying to come against Mariah. It was a good movie. She acted her butt off, and the soundtrack is legendary. I mean, Never Too Far Away makes me cry. It was an incredible song. It was absolutely beautiful, and they shitted on Mariah and ignored the fact that her movie was released during September 11th. And that's why it didn't become successful, because the country was in war. Ridiculous. Mariah Carey has earned her spot as a legend. Period. Okay? So when I talk about the GOATs, who are the greatest, I'm going to name four. I'm sorry, I miss Whitney Houston. Of course, Whitney Houston. But Mariah Carey, okay? Janet Jackson. Let's come on now. Janet Jackson. And she is the queen as well. Okay? Nobody was doing choreography and dancing until Janet, really. Janet Jackson has hit after hit. Rhythm Nation. Okay, her outfits. I mean, seriously. Her songs are legendary. Her performances are legendary. Do not play. She wasn't in Michael Jackson's shadow. She made a name for her spot, and that's why we know who she is. Period. Okay? You can't play with Janet Jackson. You can't play with Anita Baker. Now, she got a reputation now with her fans. I'm not going to lie. I heard all about it. But it doesn't take away from her talent. Anita Baker is that woman. Point blank, period. She is R&B. Okay, if you don't know who Anita Baker is, you better type in Anita Baker and listen to Sweet Love and Body and Soul. Giving you the best that I've got. Body and soul. But seriously, Sweet Love, you just don't hear no shit like this. Listen, I'm not an old woman, but my mother grew up playing good music to me, and I appreciate it. I remember when music videos actually got played on the TV in the 90s and early 2000s. Okay, Anita Baker's Sweet Love. When I first heard it, I said, oh my God, I haven't heard something like this. This is incredible. I mean, it touched my soul. Even right now, I play it, and I'm like, this is just incredible. Why aren't we hearing music like this anymore? This is, again, if you're new to my channel or whatever, if you've never heard of Sweet Love by Anita Baker, you better type that in and listen to it, because you ain't gonna hear nothing like that on the radio no damn more. That's real singing. That's real talent, rhythm and soul, R&B, that you feel in your soul and get chills. And Miss Toni Braxton. These women are still alive. Hold on for a second, as a matter of fact. Okay? Real singing. Period. Okay? Real singing. Oh, yes, Patti LaBelle. And they're still alive. So why do we have to just focus on one singer and act like all the greats just disappeared? They got better songs out than what's out now. You can play these women's music right now and it sounds completely up to date and relevant. You can't even get tired of it. You would be like, damn, why aren't I hearing stuff like this right now on the radio? Like, why do we have to throw these women away and act like they didn't exist, and now we got to only focus on Beyonce, and to hell with the actual singers that actually write music, actually sound incredible live, actually make R&B music? It's ridiculous. And we can love Beyonce too. I don't believe there has to be one chosen one and you only focus on them forever and ever and ever. And the hell with the greats that came before them and who are still alive making music and still look incredible. They all look incredible. They're black women. Let's be honest. I know people say, well, Mariah Carey, she half black, whatever. They still look damn good. They still look good. They're still in shape. They still can sing. They still can write. And they still have timeless, legendary music that you could put on the radio right now and people would say, damn, this shit sounds incredible. Beyonce hasn't made an R&B song in years. And I'm tired of it. I want Beyonce to come back to R&B a little bit more, because to me her music was better. And stop with this mumble talking shit she doing, because I'm sick of it. I hate mumble rap and I hate mumble R&B. Some of these people ain't even singing, they talking. Oh, Jesus. I don't believe in that whole 15 minutes of fame thing. Oh, they have 15 minutes of fame. I mean, like I said, you don't have to worship one artist only at a time. But damn. Seriously. A lot of artists right now could learn from these artists from the 90s and stuff. Why come there isn't a collaboration? Beyonce is so popular, she can work with anybody she wants to. Like, why come we don't see Beyonce collaborating with other R&B singers? Why do they have to always be separate and not come together? Even without Beyonce, why come Toni Braxton and Mariah Carey don't get together and make a song? And let Diane Warren or somebody else legendary write a song for them with a legendary producer. Why come we can't get these women in R&B to collaborate together? I hate it. I mean, y'all have made your mark. You are legendary. Now come together and make some good shit. We need good music again. Come back to us. And it's not their fault though, it's the industry. The industry pushes people out, and it's crazy to me. These are the top women in R&B. They're legendary. Why can't they come together, even with the newer artists, and make something great? Like they did with Ladies Night with Little Kim and Missy and Angie Martinez and Mary J. Blige. Why can't they come together? I'm tired. I want it to stop. I want them to come back. I want good music back, damn it. Seriously. I want good music to come back. I miss it. And I do hear some good stuff now, but it ain't the same like the 90s. 90s gave you true soul and rhythm. And the music beats was good as shit. You could actually dance. It didn't sound all depressive all the time. Toni Braxton, he wasn't man enough for me. That's timeless. Timeless. Another sad love song. Timeless. Janet Jackson, If. Timeless. Pleasure Principle. Anita Baker's Sweet Love. Don't get me started on Mariah. Come on. These people today don't know what the hell they're missing. They think they got good music. Yeah, you got a few good shit, but hip hop took over R&B so much you can't even tell it was R&B no more. And they doing mumble rap and talking. I'm sick of it. Please, somebody get these women to collaborate. We need it badly. So, I think you all. It's starting to rain and my internet connection might get messed up. Listen, I hope to see, listen, Beyonce got the industry in her hand. Beyonce, I know you got talent. Please make some songs like 90s R&B. Collaborate with the legends. Show us your real talent more. Don't get me wrong, I love the photos from the album and stuff like that, and you know, we know you'll work hard, but you need to work with better songwriters. Work with Diane Warren. Work with the legends of the 90s. We need that Unbreak My Heart and Hero. And I want to see other R&B singers. I'm ready to see other black women get some shine in the industry. There's room for enough for more than one. I'm tired of it. And I'm tired that you can't critique music. I love music. Beyonce is an artist, a music artist, but she's also in a business. So it's okay for me to say, yes, I like Beyonce's music and songs and some of them I don't like. And I would like to see more. But that's just my opinion. So I just wanted to share my opinion about what's going on. It's still a business, and you have to be careful with using people's work because they still have to make money so they can live from their work that they did. It's copyright issues. You got to be careful with that. And yeah, Diane Warren is legendary, and I don't think it was wrong for her to wonder why there are 24 writers on one song, and she's one woman writing the most legendary hits in history of music. So, okay. So that's all I have to say. Please make sure you like, share, and subscribe. Thank you all who support the channel. Okay, and y'all have a good day. Bye, everybody. And get those likes up. As a matter of fact, I'm going to play my song while y'all get these likes up.